Hey guys, Conrad from Clarinity here, returning from Tanzania, Africa, which has been amazing, and here talking about the February, maybe even March update, depending on how this goes. It was an amazing experience, and I wish that everyone could have joined me. In some ways, I feel like everyone did, though. We went as a family of 17, and that was a trip in and of itself. But we really got to do some amazing things. We got to see the Serengeti of Tanzania. We got to see a lot of other places, and we got to do a lot of other very human-oriented things too. This wasn't just an ecotourist safari, even though that was an important part of it. There's a lot that we're going to get into in the future about some of those things that we did see and do in Africa, but there's really only one or two ideas that I think are worth talking about today. In Swahili, they have two phrases that everyone should know. The first one is pole pole, and this means quite literally slowly, but it's also a sort of like come as you are, just take your time with it sort of phrase that one might use in those contexts as well. Another one that people often use is Hakuna Matata, right? You all know this from The Lion King, I'm sure, and I'm sure everyone's singing it right now. These two things work often in business just the same, and I think should be paid more attention to in our businesses. So pole pole is a really important concept of, look, to really get where you're going, you probably need to slow down a little bit. I've heard it said another way in a more American context, to speed up, you need to slow down, right? These are the same concepts, that we have a goal, you have a business, and it needs to get somewhere, and that's a lot like driving on the highway. Right? You do need to get there, but going as fast as you can isn't always the smartest thing, and in fact is often the quickest way to make a serious error that causes real harm and problems. Case in point, it's winter. You go too fast, you take the curve wrong, you're going to end up in the ditch. It's going to happen. And going faster is not the answer. So especially in these cases, you need to slow down to speed up. Pole pole. Okay? We help businesses through this all the time here at Clarinity. They come to me, they say they have a problem around inventory, around some of their technological processes, maybe it's accounting, and they say, look, I don't know what to do. And this is where we define that goal. We say, look, where are you trying to get to? And we work through that and we say, great, here's what we need to do with your technology to get there. But in the same way, we go pole pole. Yeah, we can implement in a week, tops. We can get that done up and down, but that's not often the best way to do it. Often, it really is the philosophy of pole pole. That being said, we have this too, where people walk into the Clarinity process and they gain lots of information, and then they decide, you know what, this really isn't for me. And maybe that's too much change. Maybe maybe we're just not there yet. These are reasonable reactions. And sometimes these are very, very true. But at the end of the day, we really try and take the pole pole approach and say, what's it going to take for everyone to get on board, to understand the full breadth of this project, and to make it happen? Because we want to get you there. We want to help you get there. And only after going through that do we discover that, we're still going to have it. There's still going to be companies that aren't comfortable moving forward. And they often say, nah, we'll just stick with what we have. We'll just do the best we can. And that's where we use the phrase, Hakuna Matata. It means no worries, you know this, and it's really kind of a live and let live philosophy. But even still, I encourage you, if you think that Hakuna Matata is always the answer, sometimes it's just the pole pole. You still have a goal, you still need to get there. We just need to make those changes slowly. So if you ever have a question about your e-commerce stuff, always reach out, always feel free. And for everybody else, pole pole and Hakuna Matata.